Welcome, Mr. Kipara. I feel honored to host you this morning on Abdi Malik TV. Welcome. Many people from Garseni know you are Mr. Kipara.
Yep.
Tell us your real name.
I'm Nicholas Muhumia, born in Siaya and currently doing business in Tana River. It's been my pleasure to be here for the last 24 years. And one thing I just have to appreciate and say applause is security. When I arrived in Tana River, it was a hostile zone. It was a zone that you could not walk alone. It was due to security that we managed to do some regular works around here. And the only gap and difference I've seen is since I came to Tana River for these many years, so many small cities, Gongoni, Marareni, and Kanagoni, were never cities and they were never even villages. But currently I'm talking Marareni is far better than Gariseni. I think this is because of opening up. The Giriama of Marareni opened up very easily for us when we arrived there back in 1995.
Yes.
They advised us never to rent. They said we buy land and build our own places. And I think it's due to people from Western and other people from other areas of the country that expanded Marareni and made it a town.
Yes.
This has become difficult for people in Tana River because when we arrived in Tana River, they had that speciality of calling people guests.
Guests.
And we are guests up to now. They can only tell me I'm a guest. I normally wonder when my guestship will end. But I'm a guest to date. I think it's high time people of Tana River realize that a place cannot develop without foreigners. It's the foreigners who develop a point. Because everyone will come with his own architect to develop and build a different thing. But if you stay like brothers all along, Tana River will be like Tana River the way I'm seeing it for the last 24 years.
Yes. I think that is a wonderful speech from you. What will you tell the people of Tana River County? You know, there is an obsession of saying Tana River near to if so and so is going to be elected, is going to bring again from where to where. What will you say the people of Tana River County? They can do different, like they can be the Mereren you are talking about, the Gongoni you are talking about, even in Fana High. What will you advise them, the people of Tana River
Actually,
County?
I cannot hide the truth from the lie from the truth. This is because as far as I've studied here for so long, the divide and rule of German affected Tana River in general. And because they were divided and ruled, they have never come out of the lock. They are still in the lock of division and ruling. This is because you find a section of Tana River. They say everybody in Tana River is learned or they have bright people all along, but their brightness is never postured. Because they were taken to school, they learned, but now they came to fear where they stay. They fear even living in their own area. Okay, fine, we understand they are learned because we have some in the treasury, some have been state house controllers, some have been in the public registry. But all this has not happened, they have not helped them a lot. Simply because they learned it and they possess that education, they possess that nature, but they are not ready to expose it to the mainland. In the mainland, people are still divided. And this division, I think when I came here first time, I was being told Somali will kill Apokomo and Orma will kill Apokomo. But this has become a thing of the past because security has been full in the country. And the camps of the army camps, the KDF camps are full in Tana River. I don't see any reason for them to keep nagging behind that one has to fear the other. The life of fear is far gone in Kenya. This is a free Kenya, and for the development of this country, this county in particular, Tana River, people has to mix. And mixing is developing a place. If you cannot mix, you evaluate people from this culture to this culture, from this tribe to this tribe, development becomes zero. And one, it's also unfortunate that those people who are being divided, they're not rich to develop the area. Like you could say, I fear going to Somalia. You fear going to Somalia because of it's a war-torn area. But they're developing in Somalia. They're doing their own thing.
They're investors.
They're exporting. They have ships. In fact, I believe they have the best harbor, Mogadishu. And they're developing it. Now here is a case in Tana River, we are only divided, but we are not developing it. The land belonging to the animals is wider than the land human beings are staying. This is so sad. It's the only place I've seen water running to the Indian Ocean, not for irrigation, but for leisure of the fish. while the same water is passing arid land all the way from Balambala to Kipini. Water leaves Balambala and drops at Kipini without any development. And the land to be developed is full of hyenas and animals instead of human beings. So people are divided.
And the same people are depending on relief food.
Since I was born, I came to Tana River when I was I think I was 26. And I'd never known of the word relief. I knew relief to be an escape of a disease. If you are sick, you are given medicine to relieve. I've never known it's food. I came to get it in Tana River. People eat relief food. I used to wonder who dig for them and why should they be dug? And they have water. They have big land. They have water running. Natural water. I think it's the longest river in Kenya. But it's doing nothing. There's no irrigation. If they plant rice in Tarda, you don't see any rice. They buy rice from where? In the shops. And Tarda is also producing rice. So you just wonder what's not happening, because if it's irrigation, it's only one. It's Tarda. And it's not even giving us the rice in the shops. We are getting rice from where in the shops? So the development of this area...
We are eating a rice from Brazil.
Yeah. And we have the river and the irrigation scheme.
And we have the fertile land.
And the land is wider. I think if there's any other county bigger than Marsabit, it should be Tana River. It should be Tana River. It's got a wide land. But now this idea of ethnic division has brought a lot of problems to Tana River. It's high time they wake up and they learn that mixing is developing. If you can't mix, you cannot develop.
Allowing investors to come is also a development.
It's also a development. Selling that land to somebody who can do something better on it is a development. Because if you cannot do anything on it, you keep on planting madenge on it for 10 years. What are you gaining?
Nothing.
The idea here is saying it's my land, it's my land. Doing what for you? You should give it out to be developed.
And that plot of 50 by 100, you cannot even build a decent house. And you are complaining the entire Tana River is your land.
I think about building a house, they have a problem because of exposure. They don't have architects, they don't know how people build. You find a big house with a small window, and you wonder how do people breathe inside. This is so funny. And it's high time they themselves too, minus the land, let them leave the land. They themselves too should expose themselves. There's this bag here, that's what they used to say, they like saying, umekuja kufanya nini kwetu. It doesn't work. We are here because there is honey and we are after the beehive. Sisi tuko hapa kugema yu asali. But there is honey here. But the owners of the bee does not know how to harvest the honey.
I want to ask you for the benefit of the people of Tana River County. You have walked around Kenya all over, and you have stayed in Tana River for quite long. Is there any county that you have seen in Kenya or heard beyond our borders of Kenya was built by one community or two communities?
Actually none, and this one is being proven widely by the low development of Tana River seen currently. They are not developing at all. The Kabru roads built at Bangladesh in Mombasa are more executive than the main road leading to Garissa. It being a divisional headquarters. Has got a road that even a path in Bangladesh in Mombasa is far better than. And this is because they cannot argue, simply because they don't know what they should be having.
There is this notion, and you have had it during the election. We have been staying with our problem for the fifth year of the campaign. The politicians take the time to divide the people. You will have that if you give so and so. Like say that the Malik, he will bring the Somalis, you will bring these people in Tana River County.
I don't think there's any human being seated somewhere to be picked, unless they saw them somewhere and they refuse to take them out. Otherwise, Abdul Malik is in Garissa. He's a Somali by tribe. Him going to Somali to get people to bring here as a guaranteed people, I don't think this is necessary. Because there's nobody seated in Somali waiting to be deported. And if somebody is bringing somebody, I think even for my own self, if I want to bring a Luo around from Siaya, where I come from, I just bring him to my house. I can't bring him and make him stand on the street. Nor can I go and take land and give him, and it's not my land. I personally have been here, I don't have land. I don't have land because I've not bought it. And I don't, though the original owner of land is God, but I've not bought any. I cannot bring a Luo to come here for the same. If he comes, he enters my rental house. So the idea of saying a leader will import people, me, I've never seen this. and I don't think it can happen. Naturally, it can't happen because we have the forces, we have the security, we have the registration of persons. If somebody is not registered, a real Kenyan born in Kenya, a real Pokumu, a real Orma without an ID should be arrested. So how do you bring a Somalia? How will he survive in the security, in our security system? It can't work.
Yeah. Are there any Somalis in Siaya or Kisumu?
If you talk about Siaya, this is a district. And when you talk about Kisumu, it's a provincial headquarters, a county. These are two counties.
Yes.
We have Somalis in Ugunja, which is a division. Ugunja constituency, we have Somalis. So many of them. In fact, around 3 supermarkets in our village market belongs to Somalis. Yeah, the best 3 supermarkets. Belongs to Somalis. And they're doing good business. We love them. We can fight with them because the idea here is business. They come with their goods, they can't sell them alone because they don't talk Luo. So they have to employ Luo boys to keep themselves. And that's why we are keeping them.
I have been telling my colleagues from Tana River County, I'm lucky also to move around, being an activist. I have been in Kilifi, in many hotels in Kilifi, especially in Watam. You may see that a big hotel, a resort in Kilifi, is owned by Germany, it's owned by Italy, it's owned by France. A big land, but he have employed over 500, over 300 youth who are working in that hotel. And I told them, the people of Tana River County, we can do the same. This we have a virgin land with no use, with full of madengi. Why don't we tell them investors if they are willing to invest in Tana River so that the pool of youth we have in Tana River who are not employed, they can get time to be employed?
I think this one can't work just because they like what they don't possess. They possess what does not help them. I have 20 acres of land in Amboile Mto. This is the one. And the 20 acres of land, if you go there, you cannot sleep without a snake. You'll get a lot of snakes. In the evening, you'll get buffaloes feeding on the same. If you would be doing farming, cluster after cluster, I don't think buffaloes will come every evening. They will run off because of the noise of human beings. But here is the case of where an individual is digging 20 acres of land with buffaloes inside it. So this one forced him to sleep in the farm. If there were 10 people digging, the farming is being done, buffaloes will run away. But the buffaloes come, they feel silence in the bush. They just feel they're at home. And then when they come, they meet one individual. Automatically they have to kill. And that's why they kill them. But if there were many, they won't be killed.
They won't be killed.
They won't be killed.
I think it has been a pleasure hosting you.
Thank you so much.
The people of Tana River County will, I don't think this will be the last time I will bring on air.
Wow.
People have, I will invite you and again and again and again, so that by 2027, God willing, if we reach healthy and be alive,
wonderful.
People of Tana River County, without fearing this community or that community, they can make a neutral decision and vote for a leader that can bring service delivery in the state.
In fact, it's high time people stop voting tribalism. It's high time. Politically, it's beyond the time, I might say. Because if you want to talk about tribalism, voting against tribalism, then it means everybody should stay in his own country. And because people are mixing, it's high time we choose a leader with vision. And vision is not seeing applaud idle. Vision is planting. Vision is making use of water. Vision is making use of hospital. I'm not proud to say this. In my home area, you can't go 3 kilometers without a high school.
3 kilometers?
3 kilometers you can't go. You get a high school, a boarding school, a day school. Schools are in chain. In Tana River, you find 3/4 of the children learning in Tana River. The children who are at school now in Tana River. Schools in Tana River cannot host them because they're so few. They're so few.
And they're not well developed.
Wow. Could they invite this as a tribe? It was not for me to have taken my child to a county school. So I would have fought hard for a provincial school to be around here. The only county without a polytechnic and a university. It's so funny. It's got a big area. Small counties like Kiambu can have 3 universities within. And a county of over 40 kilometers stretch does not even have a single university. It's so painful. So painful. It's my sole advice for their leaders currently on force that these are kind of the things that hike economy of an area. A university being here means hostels will be higher. And these hostel houses must be built. If the individuals cannot build them, investors will come and build the hostel because the university is there. The only county where even its vehicles cannot be serviced and oiled in their own county. All county vehicles are being serviced in Malinda Total. Even giving Total Kenya a piece of land to build a petrol station to service their own vehicles. It's become difficult for the last 10 years. This is so sad. It's very, very sad. A county where you go with the vehicle, you are just afraid. Some people leave their vehicles in Malinda to visit Tana River. Simply because hataweka oil popote. There is no petrol station to serve their vehicles. Their own county vehicle. A vehicle is bought at 10 million. It's being serviced in another county in Kilifi. The county cannot even build. Tell Total, take this piece of land, build a service petrol station here. We shall tax you as time goes. If you cannot give them land, because it's like they are eating land. So maybe they give Total land. They tell Total Kenya, build here. We shall tax you. They don't. They take all the vehicles for service in Kilifi. It's so funny. It's so funny.
And the other one, it is like when we want to do a meeting, especially the county executive and the county government, they do it in Malindi, Mombasa, and Nairobi.
Actually, it's been fun of me because I really enjoy it because normally when it reaches Fridays, 3/4 of the river vehicles are spending in Kilifi. Some in Malindi, some in Kilifi, some in Mombasa. They're developing those counties. You cannot tell me 5 drivers in Malindi, when they go to Malindi, they will go to an hotel. They eat 500. If this money was in Garisen, in an hotel, so many people would have survived. So many people would have survived.
And the other one is about the health. For example, we have a county referral hospital which is located in Hola. Imagine a patient is being referred from a county referral hospital to Malindi, which is a sub-county sub-county hospital. It seems that other sub-county hospital are doing much better than our county referral hospital.
Actually, I think this is because of hostility. Most of our professionals, especially the doctors, have never got good time to visit Tana River. Still, people have that fear that Garisen is a hostel area. Hola is a hostel area. That hostility can only be subtracted if the indigenous of this area become welcoming people and join with people and invite investors and invite other people around. The idea of atalete is nowhere. People who travel the world are investors. Even all Italians would like to be in Africa. But the only investors of Italy invested in Malindi and Kilifi equally. But not, you can't tell me when you go to Italy now and you say you have an aeroplane, you want to take people to Malindi, they cannot come. They will fill the plane. But now what are they going to do? They don't have nothing to invest. Only investors will come, even if that new brings Somalis. He cannot bring Somalis to ferry Mkokoteni for water, no. He will bring them to develop. And he will bring them to live harmony with people. Whatever they buy, in exchange, maembe yao itanunuliwa, in exchange, uchacha wao itanunuliwa, in exchange, and it's money. The circulation of money is what is important for a country. If the money is not circulating, it's being possessed by few individuals, it becomes very difficult for one to open up. And then just to conclude, I wouldn't mind telling Tana Rivers, somebody born in Tana River and calling himself Tana River, that it's high time they learn how to expose themselves. They walk out of this place. They should leave these schools here for other people to come and learn. And they also go out and feel the pinch of living. The kind of short living they're living. Somebody's gone to school in Garrison Primary and then goes to secondary in Hewani. The farthest he will go is now Shanzu Teachers College. When he comes back, first posting Mawa Primary. So sad.
And the rest of his life will end here.
That's lack of exposure. And it can't open up your mind. You should only open up your mind when you are ready to invite and to invade other areas too. Even animals hibernate. There's hibernation even to animals. It's good to hibernate. I wasn't chased away from here, but because of greener pasture, I moved up to this point. Okay, I didn't come like a rocket to Tana River. I moved. I went to Kisumu from there. I went to Kericho. I was in Naivasha for some time. I was in Nairobi. Life wasn't making it good. I came to Voi. I moved to Butito one day. I stayed in Mombasa for a couple of years. In fact, all my children learned in Mombasa. And then from Mombasa, I came to Malindi. I couldn't make a good hotel here. I went back for my profession. I came to the laboratory. I worked with the Chinese to construct the road. Now, when I reached Tana River, I found it was high time. I was also growing old. I couldn't go any further. So I decided to start business. And this one is due to exposure. And I felt safe wherever I am. But if you cannot expose yourself and you live in an hostile area like Tana River, you feel other areas are also hostile, which is not it.
And there's something you told me earlier of camera. You have been in Tana River for the 24 years.
Correct.
And you are still being called a visitor. When will you become Munyeji?
Actually, I don't know what they mean by saying, "We'll see what happens." Because when I came, I welcomed the word because surely I was not Wahapa. But now that even my children are getting older, my grandchild is 5 years old today, and I'm still a guest. Who is my grandchildren now? Because my grandchildren who was not even going to see her is here, and now I'm being called a guest. What of him? Ugeni ni kitu unafanya county inakuwa kama kijiji. Mtu anakuwa mgeni kwa nyumba ya mtu. Not in a whole county. You call somebody mgeni. Where should I be? I'm a Kenyan. I have an ID. I should live anywhere in the country. As long as I can produce my ID to security and I'm not a threat to my neighbor, I should not be called a mgeni. And I wonder when they stop doing it. It's so sad for calling somebody mgeni in his own country. Somebody with an ID. And this one becomes because of the German leadership in Tana River affected the whole of it. Because of the divide and rule. They were divided on ethnic group, which is so sad. Has reiterated there.
I can tell you for sure, there's no village in Tana River I have not stepped because of a campaign and many other activities I do. I can tell you in Tana River County, investors are more people who are come from outside Tana River than the people who are living within Tana River. Go to Madogo, you will see people, Wabara, who are still working, who are still investing in Tana River. You come to Garseni, most of the business at night are the people from they have investing a lot in Tana River County, and they are in terms of tax also, in terms of buying land and many other things. I think it's high time we stop calling them Wageni. They are the part on the parcel of Tana River today. They are Tana River and they have more right than the people of Tana River. Especially if you come to, we have a county and we have an constituency, an area B, where the allocation are P channels. But when it comes to giving those resources to the people who are living in Tana River County, you are being segregated. And I don't know, when it comes to tax, you are the first people to pay the tax.
Yeah, actually we enjoy this because we are honeysuckers, we don't cry a lot over the same.
Yeah.
But it's high time they wake up and say, you see, even if it's assisting, you should assist he who can assist himself. And even God said, I'll only help who will help himself. Because if you want to take all the funds to school to a child who is not performing, then you're doing nothing with your money. So we pay tax, we are grateful, this is the protocol of the government. And when it comes to division, we are guests, we also enjoy this, but it's high time the real people, the real division occupiers to realize that we are not guests anymore. They should serve us as Kenyans. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It will be unfair to finish this interview with you if I don't talk what you do in daily life. You have been my customer throughout the years.
Wonderful.
And I really enjoyed it. Even this morning, I'm very lucky. This shirt I'm wearing, you can see this beautiful shirt I'm wearing. I bought it from you, and I have been buying over the years. I very thank you.
Sure.
If you are seeing this video, if you need a wonderful shirt, you can say your part.
Actually, Abdul Malik is talking about a shirt. But to my own self, my career is I'm a modeler. I make anything look good on a human being. If you would need a wallet, a good belt to tie in your office, a good shirt to attend your ceremonies, a warmers for the cold temperature that has just affected the area just the other day, trousers, shirts, shorts, anything that makes you look smart, just invite Kipara Show.
You had him, and it has been a pleasure hosting you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
have a lovely day.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
The people of Tana River County, this morning I was very happy to have my brother Kipara, and I bought it from this beautiful shirt. You are seeing him, and wherever you see him, kindly mwambie, ukitaka kukaa smart kama mimi nimekaa leo, tafuta Kipara. Vile aliongea, kama unatoka Tana River, tafadhali muwe makini sana. This kind of the people are very important. They have seen a lot. I've been in Tana River, been in 24 years and walking around Kenya, and I can tell you the Tana River 24 years ago, many of you now with hamkujua, wengi walikuwa mabundu huko shambani Ureno. I think it's high time to listen to him. Thank you and God bless you.